Hello, I am Student Body Co-President Joe Miller. The Fairfield class of 2003 would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the graduation ceremony. The Fairfield High School Chamber Singers will now sing Think of Me.
Welcome parents, teachers, friends, and students to the class of 2003 graduation ceremony.
Students, most of us were born in either 1984 or 1985. Who's a 1984 person? Woo! Yeah, that's us. Songs that were popular in 1984 were Jump by Van Halen and What's Love Got to Do With It by Tina Turner. Not exactly what I was thinking of, but I'll take it. Big movies in '84 were Who You Gonna Call? Ghostbusters. Yeah, somebody knew. And Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Who's from 1985? For you guys, big hits were Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham! And Take On Me by A-ha. A big year for onomatopoeia, I guess.
Ooh, big word.
Yeah, there's even a name for that.
Using big words? What is it?
Psychosemantic.
That's a big word.
Okay. In '85, top grossing movies were Back to the Future and Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Yo. Zoom ahead to 1990. We started kindergarten. How many of you remember the stoplight at your elementary school used to control how loud you were during lunchtime?
Remember our assignment journal rewards in middle school? If you were good and got yours signed every week, you got to go to Adventureland in 8th grade.
And then there are some of us who haven't gone to Fairfield our whole lives. I'm one of those. I moved in 5th grade. Maybe you just came to FHS this year. But you know, we're just as important a member of the class as everyone else. The diploma we're about to get is just as equal and just as well deserved.
How about high school? I know everybody shudders when they hear the letters I, T, E, D. Thank goodness, seniors, those tests are over. As a class, our ITED composite score was in the 80th percentile. But do you honestly think the other 20% are really any more intelligent than us? It's just something to think about.
The ACT testing, as you know, is a college placement test. Our class averaged 2.5 points higher than the national average. That is remarkable. Our class as a whole has all the ability to do very well academically wherever we may choose to go.
Where were you on September 11th? I was getting my hair done by my mom when my dad came roaring in the driveway. He ran into the house telling us to turn on the TV. 9/11 is a memory from high school that we experienced together. Many more memories are filled with laughs, embarrassments, regrets, and accomplishments. Spoon, let's go down memory lane together.
All right.
The one thing about the football team that I will remember most is how after every win, they would rush over to that Liberty Bell, like a pack of wild animals, crawling like desperate, hungry bear cubs across the track and running up the stairs to ring it. But the bell symbolized more than just a win. It symbolized accomplishments, goals, and pride.
Football is not one of the safest sports either. Tim O'Neill found that out the hard way one practice by getting knocked out cold. On the topic of football games, I'm sure this year's drum majors will never forget the streaker as they desperately tried to conduct the band.
The volleyball team had a really breathtaking year by going to state. Some of the players also became proficient in saran wrapping toilets. Anyone remember the bus ride when Zach Abelera decided to show more than anyone wanted? For the second time? On Halloween night, we played volleyball. Remington Westhoff came into the gym riding his stick horse. That was quite humorous. Well, Nancy Stokesbury and Katie Glass came walking in together in bug costumes that had 4 arms on each side going like this.
I'm sure Matt Hunt and Chaz will never forget the instant their 4x4 team crossed the finish line first at the state track meet. Chris Griffin had a memorable senior moment. Well, when he slipped on some water and fell down in the basketball tunnel. Each person that has come face to face with fear of the opponent has learned how to deal with that fear, approaching it like you would other challenges or problems with confidence, a plan, and all your heart.
I must say, though, there were many thrilling events that took place during homecoming. Our freshman year, Phil definitely put his mark on an official government car with paintballs. Balloon wars and spying contests were games in themselves over the years. One upperclassman ended up throwing a smelly jar in someone's car. Sorry, Angela. Seniors dominated this year's attacks by throwing water balloons and duct taping juniors. Yeah, we were proud of our seniority, but then the police dog gave us a visit, sniffing out underclassmen in the bushes.
The cross-country team had an adventure on their trip to state meet junior year. As I recall, in a very interesting hotel, while hanging around Graham and Tim's room, someone checked behind a painting and discovered a mysterious green leafy substance.
Entering Spanish class was definitely different for most of us, due to the fact that we wouldn't be coloring in coloring books like we thought we would be. That definitely changed, especially during our second year class, which simulated Spanish boot camp. Third year students will someday watch our Spanish videos we made and wonder how we came as far as we did. Unless you're still in pain from running into a fence during a bullfight. The real question that was a hot topic in Spanish class was whether someone gained knowledge and intelligence, or if they were just automatically smart. Some of us never really figured that one out.
Poor Igor was the only guy in first semester French 4. How did he ever manage? I don't know. Many of you will make great memories this summer, on the French and Spanish trips. Good luck with that. Have fun.
Diana, we've welcomed you to our class this year. In addition to your warm and friendly smile, which we will always remember, we have admired you for adapting to our language and our culture, even if you were occasionally late to class.
We all probably have stories to tell about getting stuck in bad weather, but Mike Burkhalter had the opportunity to get stuck on dry pavement. You can ask him about that later. It involves Justin Ingwall and a jack.
For those of you that had first hour study hall, I'm sure you remember Zach Dimmitt being the highlight of the morning, as he would nonchalantly walk in and say to Mr. Whitrock, "What's up, dog?" Eventually, Mr. Whitrock caught on and repeated, "Not much, pup."
Speech team. Our sophomore or junior year, on our way back from a contest, Stephanie and some others made everyone smooch a certain stuffed animal. Yeah, simply yelling, "Kiss the monkey!" And everybody did it, including Mr. Huckey and the bus driver.
In government class, like Mr. Breen said, sometimes life isn't fair. As high schoolers, it's easy to feel like our elders don't take us seriously. But now as young adults, maybe we will say to the world, we can actually make a difference in an election.
Those of you who went on the band trip our sophomore year, remember when the entire band almost got kicked out of the hotel? Don't look at me, you can ask Andrew McCurran about that one.
Let's think about all the accomplishments our class has made. Senior leadership this year contributed to the FHS wrestling team's first trip to state in a long time. Lucy was a state qualifier in tennis. 2003 graduates helped popularize FFA week, including Gumboot Day.
Our class includes leadership and choreographers for an award-winning dance and drill team. Boys and girls swimming teams don't get the recognition they deserve, but once again have been led by members of the class of '03. Especially this year, we have worked hard to create a quality quill. It's through leadership during our junior and senior years that successful Troy banners have been published, and we're looking forward to whatever success may come to this summer's FHS softball and baseball teams.
But we know that awards, medals, and scores, those are only the end result of dedication, hard work, and practice. So long as you continue to be dedicated and put forth the effort, virtually anything you can dream, you can do.
In a physics class of only 12 people, one day Mr. Messerly was calling off scores and someone accidentally shouted theirs out of turn. Mess wondered if that student had an uncontrollable urge to shout out random numbers, and he demonstrated for us. 7! 7! In his accent and everything. It was great. But we do miss Mr. Dave Messerly and look forward to his return. Part of his call in life is to serve his community by being a teacher. Another part is to serve his country.
Some of you will be serving your community soon. Thank you for that.
Some of you will be serving your country soon. Thank you for that. If I could give y'all some advice for the future, it would be this. Don't be afraid for your plans to change. I know one guy who majored in economics, education, social studies, 5 or 6 other things, and biology for 2 weeks because he filled in the wrong bubble. If you're headed for college, most schools don't need you to declare a major till your sophomore year. Also, do not be afraid to ask for help. What might seem like a weakness, it actually shows your strength because it's a desire to get better.
The next few years, many of us will travel through college, the workplace, or the military, experiencing a whole new life. I hope this joke I heard the other day isn't really true about college. Hey, Spoon.
Yes, Laura?
What's the difference between a college and a mental institution?
I don't know.
You have to show improvement to get out of a mental institution. Anyway, whether it be washing your clothes, ruining them for your first time, or possibly getting engaged and starting a family of your own, we will all face decisions in the upcoming years. I know some of you had said you hate small communities because everybody knows all about you. Everybody knows who got in trouble or had an exciting event over the weekend. To put it plainly, you've been Exhibit A your whole high school career. Here's a rising opportunity for you and the rest of us. Everyone gets to start over. This time there's no excuse for not being ourselves. Make the choice to start out fresh and don't be something you're not. Be true to yourself. Making decisions has led us to what we are today, and making decisions following your heart, conscience, and dreams are what will lead you to tomorrow.
Hey, I've got a story about that.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. One day, a donkey fell into a well. It gets better. Come on. The farmer did not know what to do. So he went around to all his neighbors asking for help how to get this donkey out of the well. He could not come up with anything. Pretty soon the donkey got hungry and uncomfortable, and the donkey brayed all day and annoyed the farmer. Eventually the braying got so bad that someone suggested the farmer just bury the donkey alive, end its misery. As the farmer began to fill the well, the donkey brayed and fought horribly. But finally he became quiet. The farmer wondered what happened, so he looked down in the well and realized that with each shovelful of dirt, the donkey had shook it off and stepped on top of it. Eventually, with the dirt piling higher and higher, the donkey got all the way out. In life, we're going to face problems. We can either shake them off and go on rising a step further, or we can simply bury ourselves in our stress or problems, frustration. Don't let life just happen to you. Make life happen.
Some of you don't value education as much as others, but for all of us, this diploma represents the same thing. It's what you do with your diploma that makes the difference. Each of us has a specific purpose that will significantly impact our generation. Not only do I leave you with a challenge, but I also challenge myself. If we're not willing to walk the extra mile to help ourselves and be successful in our own lives, let's do it for the younger generation. We're all role models and have not only obligations, but many opportunities that we can aspire to. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. We are the class of 2003, a new and different generation. Let's change the world. Many of us are freshmen again, only with a different meaning, but all of us are freshmen in life.
As my lovely assistant, or my lovely co-speaker, gets out a little symbol here we'd like to share with you. We, the members of the class of 2003, we're a lot like these balloons. Wait. Okay, we're a lot like these balloons. They all start out together in a nice little bundle. Once they're let go, the balloons will soar high and far. Some will separate, some will stay together for a while. We might have an idea where they're headed, or we might not. They might land someplace we never expected them to be. The wind may very well come and change their direction without them expecting it and without their permission. But, wow, will it be a great journey. Go fly.
And now Crystal Moss will come pay a tribute to Carly Walls.
Carly, what can we say about her? If we were to ask her friends, we would probably get answers like funny, smart, compassionate, loyal, fun, outgoing, and an all-around good person. She was the type of person who went out of her way to help other people and who always gave good advice. She wasn't like other people. She was different. She was the kind of person who could always liven up anyone's day with a smile, and she always knew how to have fun. I learned a good lesson from what happened. I learned to always cherish the friends you have because you will never know when they'll be gone. And to let them know how much you love them. I never got to tell her that I loved her or that I would see her the next day. Instead, I took her for granted and left right after school, and that I would see her tomorrow. I took advantage of what I had, as I'm sure everyone who knew her did. The one thing I want you to get out of me talking here today is this: don't take anything for granted. Know who your friends and your family are. Tell them how much you love them. Listen to them. If you fight with them, say you're sorry, work it out, and move on. Life's too short. You never know how much time you will have with them. I would like to read you what Carly's brother Jason wrote. It's entitled Dear Carly. Dear Carly, there are too many ways to love her. Inevitable as it is, what happened is done, but why us and why her? It's like a malediction. It's a bizarre tragedy. Soon it will all be over, and this will be a memory. Our little Carly has crossed over. So shocking you don't believe it. Do so if you would. No one will forget you. Nobody probably could. Everybody leaves sometime, and her time was then, but will always be with her, even if her life has reached an end. As the body goes to a sanitarium, her soul moves on up to heaven, up, away, and beyond. This is no one's fault. It's just an occasion, something you can't prevent. It's only God's device, though it isn't all bad. Realizing how much we really care, but an event we despise, has left us in despair. To lose her is to gain her. In our hearts, we share the true meaning of this girl. Our hearts begin to tear. All of this is real. It's something we must accept, promises we thankfully kept. No personal life hasn't wept. If only we could hold her just one more time, our beloved Carly. Everything we love, nothing we hate. Now she must take her fate. And now I would like to have a moment of silence. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, Crystal, Laurel, and Andrew, for those inspirational words and a little trip down memory lane. As they represent this class, you can see that we do have great kids and great graduates here. Thank you very much. Speaking for the class of 2003 and for the faculty, we want to say a sincere thank you to all those persons, especially you parents, who have made this graduation day a reality for your sons and daughters. We also certainly appreciate that you, the taxpayers, are willing to support a fine educational institution like we have here in Fairfield.
Excuse me, John, is there a doctor here? He needs a doctor.
Let me continue. I'd like to first of all recognize the members of the Fairfield Community School Board. These ladies and gentlemen have devoted many volunteer hours to see that we do have a fine program here at Fairfield Community School District. Doug Flournoy, Terry Cochran, who just was called, Craig Foss, Margaret Dwyer, Merlin Miller, Christy Watts, and Gail Miller. Fairfield's young people are outstanding, and we're proud of them. The class of 2003 has brought credit to the community in academics, leadership, service, athletics, and the arts. Throughout the year, many awards are given for these various activities in our high school, but we always reserve graduation day for the very important scholastic honors that we're about to recognize. First, we'd like to introduce those students who receive honors. Then we'll recognize a group of students who receive high honors, and finally the group who receive the highest honors. I will call the names alphabetically, not necessarily in order of their academic record. Will the parents stand with your son or daughter? And will all students and parents remain standing until all in your group are named? And will the audience hold your applause until all in the group are named? Students, when I call your name, please turn and face the audience. We've had 2 trains so far, so I think that should be it. We shouldn't have any more now. The following members of the class of 2003 to receive honors: Charles Lloyd Arnold, son of Doug and Mary Arnold of Fairfield; Ryan Wayne Klingon, son of Chris and Karen Klingon of Fairfield; Michaela Joy Hickenbottom, daughter of Mark and Carrie Hickenbottom of Fairfield; Stephanie Marie Hitty, daughter of Doug and Melody Hitty of Fairfield; Rachel Helen Simmons, daughter of Virgil and Jane Simmons of Fairfield; Andrew K. Waldron, daughter of William and Bonnie Waldron of Fairfield; Andrew James Waterspoon, son of Jim and Betsy Waterspoon of Fairfield. Let's give these folks a big hand. Next, we'd like to recognize those students who are to receive high honors. Mindy Ann Baird, daughter of Randy and Jan Baird of Fairfield; Andrew Wayne Crawford, son of Doug and Carla Crawford of Birmingham; Andrew Jameson McCurran, son of Deb McCurran of Fairfield and Rick McCurran of Fairfield; Jenny Marie Myers, daughter of Jeff and Carol Myers of Pleasant Plain; Joseph Richards Miller, son of Phil and Connie Miller of Fairfield; Rachel Lynn Rebling, daughter of Bruce and Renee Rebling of Fairfield; Megan Renee Rowland, daughter of Penny and Joel Boatwright of Fairfield and Ron Rowland of Fairfield; Celia Marie Rez Paz, daughter of Becky Paz Garcia of Fairfield; Amy Michelle Watts, daughter of Dave and Christy Watts of Fairfield. Let's give these folks a big hand. And now the students who are to receive highest honors. Those young people who scholastically led the class of 2003. Laura Noelle Anderson, daughter of Larry and Peggy Anderson of Brighton. Erin Marie Hunterdos, daughter of Ron and Linda Hunterdos of Fairfield. Amanda Ann Johnston, daughter of Jeff and Patty Johnston of Fairfield. Chelsea Danae Keller, daughter of Steve and Kim Keller of Fairfield. Catherine Jane Miller, daughter of Sandy Miller of Fairfield and Rich Miller of Fairfield. Ashley Elizabeth Smith, daughter of Christina Smith of Fairfield. And a very special congratulations to all of you. Quality education requires a partnership of home, school, and community. Our young people bear witness to the strength of that partnership in the Fairfield Community School District. As the honors which have just been bestowed and named, these are symbols of high scholastic achievement. The diplomas which all of you will soon receive are symbols of the scholastic achievement necessary for high school graduation. It is our hope that all of you will continue to learn through every resource that you have in front of you. Good luck and congratulations to all of you.
Would the class of 2003 please stand? Dr. Flournoy, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2003. They have met all the requirements set forth by the Board of Education of the Fairfield Community School District. I recommend them to you for graduation. Class may be seated.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I would like to welcome the candidates, their parents, the relatives to today's activities, and I would like to recognize the faculty, the staff, and the school administration, and the members of the board. To the candidates, I offer you your heartfelt congratulations on your fine achievements that have brought you to this point today. In preparing for today's comments, my mother-in-law advised that I speak from the heart, but I told her I thought that would take too long. My daughter, Heather, advised me to keep it interesting, but at that point it was already too late. Dr. Kelly and Mr. Meserly and a number of other people advised me to keep it short. So for those of you who have a roast in the oven, you can relax. Now that you're graduates, what are you going to choose to do next? I imagine most of you have already made plans, and I hope you had a difficult decision with a lot of options to ponder as you did so. If you didn't, you might ask yourself why. That question is one of the most significant questions you can ask yourself. And I really hope that what you do next is not because you don't have any other choice. You probably weren't allowed to make too many choices before you got into high school. In the last 4 years, you could probably remember a few. Each of the choices you made helped to shape the kind of life you would have. And my guess, the two most important choices that you have made in the last 2 years have been who you spend your time with and what you do with that time. You'll probably become more like the people you chose to hang around with than you might care to admit. And what you chose to do with your time probably has a lot to do with how many choices you have to make at the conclusion of high school. You might spend some time reflecting on those choices as you plan the next 4 or 5 years of your life. But here's a couple choices I hope that you would make throughout your life. First, I hope you choose to keep your promises. Be a person of integrity. People will trust you, and you will gain their respect when you do what you promise you will do. Strive to become a person of your word, and your word will carry you a long way. Choose to do the right thing. Books have been written about what is right and what is wrong, but I think it's all you need to do is look inside. It's a very simple choice. If you do become confused about what to do next, I have frequently found that the more difficult decision to act on is the one that leads to the best result. For some reason, we frequently find it difficult to do the right thing. Choose to challenge yourself. To paraphrase Teddy Roosevelt, the person who never fails is the person who has never tried anything new. Try and choose the more difficult route. What is difficult will be more challenging to you and will enrich your life. You will learn much more from a difficult decision or route than an easy one. Choose to choose well, and then choose. According to Machiavelli, the worst choice you can make is not to make any choice, but to just let events happen to you. Don't allow life just to happen to you. Spend the time and energy you need to make a good decision, become well informed, and then make that decision. Finally, please choose to become involved. To quote Peter Marshall, let us not be content to wait and see what will happen, but give us the determination to make the right things happen. Anyone can sit on the sidelines and complain about the actions of others. But if you want to make a difference in what is going on in the world, you must be willing to stick your neck out. Find something you are passionate about, and then go out and do something about it. Remember, what you choose to do today will determine the kind of person you will be tomorrow. And those choices that you make will in turn determine the kinds of choices you will have in the future. And don't you want your future to be just like that of a child in the candy store with just too many choices? Congratulations and have a good afternoon.
Just a reminder that anybody who wants to come down and take pictures certainly can do so. Just stand over here. But just so you know, Chapel Studio is here and we'll be taking pictures, and they will be glad to furnish you with copies. So you don't need to do that unless you want to. Take your own. Okay, I guess now is the moment we've been waiting for. So you get ready? Doug and John? Graduates, are you ready? Junior Michaels, bring the graduates forward. Girls, please remember to leave your flowers in the chair when you come up. Diana Adamian. Laura Noel Anderson. Zachary Aaron Avalera. Charles Lloyd Arnold. Tyra Lynn Otis. Mindy Ann Baird. Heather Marie Becklin. James Franklin Bishop III. Shayla K. Bass. Justin R. Brown. Timothy James Book. Brandon Charles Buford. Brittany Michelle Burgraff. Michael Brent Burkhalter. Casey Jack Carlson. Andrew Michael Carter. Patrick Zavendra Chocolingo. Colby Leah Klingon. Ryan Wayne Klingon. Angela Marie Harriman, and I might just ask Jessica. This Jessica lives up here, and Angela Street. Would you please stand? These two people have been her right and left hand and legs and arms and everything, and they've just grown together. It's just a tremendous show of love. Jennifer Lee Collins. Channing Francis Congdon. Jennifer Ann Cook. Ryan S. Copeland. Andrew Wayne Crawford. Cody Michael Crew. Ryan James Curran. Bobby Joe Davison. Mary Eleanor Dickens. Zachary Milton Dimmock. Samuel Curtis Eastburn. Justin Stephen Andrew Ingwall. John T. Ford. Rachel Ann Fosdick. Tricia Nicole Fritz. Catherine Suzanne Glass. Megan Joanne Gowdy. John Carlisle Gregory. Tanya Marlene Greiner. Christopher Lee Griffin. Matthew Thomas Arthur Halley. Jessica Lynn Livingston. Erica Jane Harlan. Schaefer Bruce Harris. Alicia Dawn Harvey. Ryan Robert Hawthorne. Ashley Marie Heckathorn. Amanda Rose Henniger. Bradley John Heffeltine. Megan Renee Hibbler. Michaela Joy Hickenbottom. Kelsey Janelle Henshaw. Alicia Dawn Hurd. Aaron Michael Hoffman. Phoebe May Hoskins. Stephanie Marie Hitty. Erin Marie Hunterdoff. Matthew William Hunt. Jennifer Ann Jeffrey. Amanda Ann Johnston. David Leonard Kane. Jessica Che Kuiper. Chelsea Danae Keller. Jeffrey Allen Kiefer. Eric Richard Kirk. Jesse David Leisure. Lysandra Jean Liu. Christina Lynn Manning. Kara Lee Manning. Allison Lindsay Martin. Graham Patrick Michaela. Jennifer Ann McClure. Andrew Jameson McCurran. Ryan Robert McClarney. Hesper Eileen Meisinger. Morgan Ashley Mercer. Grant Robert Merrill. Jenny Marie Myers. Catherine Jane Miller. Joseph Richards Miller. Jennifer Nicole Millhouse. Joseph Allen Moeller. Kelly Renee Morgan. David Nicholas Morris. Kevin Daniel Morris. Emily Marie Mozinski. Crystal Karen Moss. Philip James Myers. Alicia Stacy Ney. Cody R. Nicholson. Catherine Elizabeth Nitschke. Angela Dawn North. Timothy John O'Neill II. Sherry Elizabeth Fort. Heidi Marie Parsons. Eva Nicole Penrod. Igor Vadim Petrakov. Aaron Lee Proctor. Nathan Daniel Rathbun. Adam Robert Rauscher. Amanda Lee Ray. Gabrielle Celeste Reed Hess. Galen B. Reed Hess. Adam Dean Rebling. Rachel Lynn Mibling. Eric James Rainier. Ryan Scott Rainier. Brenna Lee Reineberger. Megan Renee Rowland. Robert M. Rosenau. David William Rosen. Celia Maria Riz-Paz. Charles Eugene Russell. Adam James Schaefer. Drew Eric Shaw. Sheena Dawn Shipley. Oh, wait. John Simplot. Ashley Elizabeth Smith. Bo Brandon Smith. Jessica Whitney Stever. Nancy Elizabeth Stokesbury. Angela Nicole Street. Rachel Helen Simmons. Stephen Andrew Titus. Patrick Stephen Van Tassel. Danielle Lee Voorhees. Joanne K. Waddle. Andrea Catherine Audrey May Waldron. Amy Michelle Watts. Remington Joseph Westhoff. Randy Joe Wiggins DeClain. Lucy Jane Wilson. Scott A. Worley. Andrew James Witherspoon. That is your graduating class of 2003. Now it's time for the changing of the tassel. Would Laura and Joe please come forward?
Will Mr. Mesterly and Dr. Kelly please come up to the podium? Already up there. There's one for you.
These two are leaving with us too. We thought it'd be appropriate if they changed tassels with us too.
You may now turn your tassels from left to right.
38 years to graduate, but I finally made it. Some people said I was a slow learner when I first came. Okay. I have to agree. Jim, we're ready. Remember, graduates, you're marching out over to the steps for a picture. Okay? 10 minutes? Speak for a little long. Doesn't just let us down.